Good morning, fine people. Full Bore Silver, welcome back. It is Monday, President's Day, and as expected, we are very low volume. Market basically chopping around, so we'll see what tomorrow brings when the equities markets open back up. Shanghai obviously closed for the week, so we'll see what happens there. In general, zooming out, I believe we're in a cyclical capital rotation out of the artificially inflated tech stocks that have been basically running since the dot-com crash with the infusion of Japanese carry trade money, the non-stop quantitative easing, printing, Fed repo, injection instrument, just all these fake monopoly fiat dollars flowing into companies like Google, Apple, Nvidia, Palantir with inflated price to earnings ratios. I believe there is a reimagining, an understanding coming into the minds of asset managers that this economy, the world industrial economy, cannot run off of AI, instruments like Snapchat. We need hard industrial goods to manufacture for their grand illusion of the AI data centers, for the data storage, the cloud centers. But more importantly, hard goods, materials to build homes out of, buildings, industry, grid, 5G, ports, rail, everything that an industrial society runs on. I want to show you a chart. This is silver futures to the NASDAQ composite. We are so early in this move on hard assets, commodities, oil, gas, copper, lithium, uranium, chemicals, timber, most importantly, precious metals. Here is the chart, silver to the NASDAQ composite, and how early we really are in this move. You see in that chart, we've basically just emerged from this double bottom. We are basically still almost at all-time lows with that ratio chart of silver to the overinflated tech stocks. We're very early in this move. This is going to be a multi-decade run on commodities like silver, copper, iron ore, everything that it takes to build an industrialized society, a modern society. I mean, that's provided they don't take us to nuclear war or kill us with the next virus that they develop at UNC with Professor Ralph Barrick and EcoHealth Alliance, and then ship off to Wuhan to be released. Very interesting, some of the stuff coming out in the Epstein files with Epstein's relation to industry and scientists, MIT engineers, NASA scientists, biotech. Event 201, the event that happened months before the 2020 scamdemic, where they met at a hotel in DC, and it was Bill Gates and World Economic Forum people, the CIA, and the companies that were used to create the brand called COVID, Forrest Marsh, Anser, these different companies that you may not have heard of, they created the branding around this. This was all completely pre-planned, pre-staged. Hegelian dialect, problem, reaction, solution. So you create a need in a market, and then you fill that market with, PPE, supposed vaccines, remdesivir, health treatments. This is just how diabolical these people are. So provided we can get through all their grand plans and live to see another 3-4 decades, we're going to see outsized moves in these critical resources. Here's an interesting article from Science News. Silver just solved a major solid-state battery problem. Nano-silver coating could break through, finally making solid-state batteries work. Solid-state batteries could store more energy and charge faster than today's batteries, but they tend to crack and fail over time. Stanford researchers found that nanoscale silver treatment can greatly strengthen the battery's ceramic core. The silver helps seal tiny flaws and prevents lithium from causing further damage. Interesting. Should be a big week after today. A lot of key events this this week. Tomorrow, December durable goods orders data. Durable goods, it's what's needed to run the economy. Wednesday, Fed meeting minutes. They're going to talk about more quantitative easing and what they're going to do with rates, U.S. Treasury buybacks, etc. We'll see what that brings. December, PCE inflation data. That's on Friday. That'll be more fake data. Total of 10 Fed speakers this week, and 15% of the S&P 500 companies report earnings this week. I saw somewhere that last week they said that inflows into the S&P were at all-time highs. So everybody with any sort of wealth is throwing all of their money into the S&P. It's very reminiscent of 2007, 1999, right before those monstrous crashes. Rick Rule was on Arcadia Economics. He's always fascinating to listen to. Said by 2036, $4,000 will buy you what $1,000 buys you today. Very similar to 2020. 75 cents in 2020 buys you what a dollar buys today. We just see this continual debasement because we have tremendous amounts of unfunded liabilities. We have government programs that are they're funding important things like Somali daycare centers and Pakistani gender studies. And to create all this monopoly money, they just have to print, which debases the US dollar, which furthers our case for silver and gold. Now, one of the commenters mentioned that he picked up an FN after I chatted about it the other day. Just a fantastic company, Fabrique Nationale, Belgian firearms maker. Been making lead slingers since, I believe it's 1889. They bought Browning of famed John Moses Browning history. He developed the Browning automatic rifle. I've been so pleased with their products. I'll show you mine. She's cleared the FN 509C. Of course, you need the light and the laser on there for your nighttime protection needs, but really fits nicely. You can conceal carry. Also, the accuracy and just the heft and the weight of this gun is fantastic. I love it. I take this guy out on hunts, and in case my main system should jam or fail, I have 147 grain 9mm in here, which will take care of pretty much anything. And then I'll show you my other unit. This is the FN SLP Mark 1. At one point, this is cleared non-safe. At one point, this was the fastest cycling shotgun in the world. Holds 8-in-1, and then you can ghost load around in there too. I'm not going to get into the ghost loading, but I turkey hunt with this, use it for home self-defense. Yes, I did paint it, and it came out fantastic. I've even killed a hog with this while I was turkey hunting with a number 5 bismuth round. This thing packs a punch, and it's just as fast as you can pull that trigger, you can deploy 10 rounds, and then you've got a little backup here on the side. So congratulations on that FN purchase. They're a fantastic product. That's about it for today. We'll continue to keep an eye on these low volume markets and look forward tomorrow to seeing some of the data coming out and some of these S&P earnings. We'll see what that brings. So thanks so much for tuning in to Full Bore Silver. Please like, subscribe, share, throw me a comment. We'll talk to you soon. Full Bore Silver out.